Coverage of the ARCA Racing Series on Speed is brought to you by ToyotaRacing.com. Sponsor Fire 3. Sponsor Fire's back, and this year the winner gets a visit from their favorite drivers. Enter at ToyotaRacing.com. By Russell Stover's Candies, America's favorite Valentine's chocolate, and by AARP. Join Jeff Gordon in the drive to end hunger by visiting drivetoendhunger.org.
Phil, we just continue to see that 5 car just run that little wee bit higher line. It's got to be that Chris Buescher there behind him says, look, you can go where you want to. I ain't going to try to pass you.
Yeah, more than likely those crew chiefs have got together. And Chris, they pitted on the same lap, pitted on lap number 5, said, wherever you go, we're going to follow you. And here's a guy that's won 6 times leading, and Chris Buescher, who just turned 18, making his first ever super speedway start.
I think what the 5 car might be doing is maybe he thinks that's saving him a little bit of fuel, not binding the car up, not putting it on, not putting a lot of wheel into it. But I'm afraid that's going to open that bottom up, and sooner or later somebody's going to stick the nose in there.
I want to take a look at our Messina race summary as we pass the halfway point. Bobby Gerhardt out in front, only 2 lead changes. 2 different drivers. Our average speed over 141 miles an hour.
Yeah, look at that. 2 cautions for 9 laps. Bobby Gerhardt, I think, needs more caution laps. If this race continues to go green, he may have to make a decision later on. He's probably good till he gets to lap 70 or so, 65 or 70 with the fuel he has. So
problems out of turn 4.
Big wreck.
That's Chad Hackenbracht in the 58. A lot of damage to that race car.
That car, I think it rolled over.
Tremendous amount of damage. I think the 30 of Terry Jones got a little piece of that. He's made his way to pit road.
The field all slowing coming off of turn number 4. Incredible amount of damage to the front and rear of this 58 of Chad Hackenbracht.
Chad and this team, owned by his father Greg, are looking to run the full schedule this year in 2011.
Great sign here. We've got the window net coming down.
Yeah.
About to climb out of that race car is Chad Hackenbracht.
That looks like it right above the driver's door. It looks like where that thing's hit something there. It's been up on its roof.
Yeah, I saw it come off the wall, and I'm pretty sure it was rolling over when I looked up and saw it.
Again, this was coming out of turn number 4 for Chad Hackenbracht. He's lowered the window net. That's normally the sign to the safety crews that he's okay. Let's take a look at what just took place.
This is coming off of turn number 4.
Oh, he just gets sideways back there, and man, there she goes.
There it is, upside down. Actually hit the roof. It looked like on the wall.
Yeah, slammed it roof first into the wall.
He may have had a little bit of help from behind to get that thing sideways, and then when he got sideways, he tried to correct it, and then when it did, it just hooked and went straight into the outside wall.
Phil, I wonder how much, we talked about the sun in turn 4. I wonder how much, if that had anything to do with it, because about where he is right where it's kind of blinded for a second.
Yeah, the car behind him may have bumped him a little bit from behind because, as you mentioned, so difficult to see with that sun.
That was Benny Chastain's onboard view of what just took place. Again, a pretty amazing wreck for Chad Hackenbracht. It looks as though the red flag will come out now, as they'll have to clean up the incident out of turn 4 and right to the entrance of pit road.
We definitely saw Chad take the window net down
and stuck his arm out and actually waved.
The one wild ride here, that's for sure.
So a red flag condition for the Lucas Oil Slick Mist 200. There's Chad climbing out of that race car, and what will be good is he'll walk to the ambulance and they'll drive him to the infield care center. Coverage of the ARCA Racing Series on Speed is brought to you by Honey Nut Cheerios. Be happy, be healthy. By Burger King, home of the Whopper. And by Ansel, for over 100 years, the world leader in hand protection. Again, under a red flag condition. The reason why, they are cleaning up the 58 of Chad Hackenbracht. Here's what happened coming into 4.
Yeah, you can see back there, he gets sideways long. There was no contact, at least it didn't appear to be. It looked like the car, something may have happened to it. Feel like a right rear went down or something. It just turned.
That's sure what it looked like.
Got real bad loose.
14 of John Ferrier was right behind him, but it looked like there was a gap though in between those two cars. So I think you're right, Darrell. Maybe a right rear tire went down, and as it got sideways, he went to try to catch it, and when it did, it caught. As you mentioned, you turn a steering wheel on this surface, and it's going to respond, and it turned hard right.
The safer barriers are one of the greatest inventions ever in stock car racing. He was able to walk away from that accident.
Well, it's all that stuff. See the seat, Hans device, all that stuff. That's what makes these cars so much safer.
Tonight, NASCAR Race Day kicks off in Daytona. John, Kenny, Kyle, Wendy, and Hermie give you the ultimate setup as NASCAR's biggest stars prepare to battle under the lights in the Budweiser Shootout. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot from Daytona tonight, 6:30 Eastern. That is live on Speed.
You're going to love this race. I guarantee you tonight it's going to be wild and crazy. We've been seeing these 203-mile-an-hour drafts. Everybody's hungry, no points, just prestige, trophies, and money. That's a driver's delight.
We are under a red flag condition here at Daytona in the first event of the year for the ARCA Racing Series, and the reason being Chad Hackenbracht got into the wall in turn number 4. He has put some fluid down on the racetrack, and well, there's another car that's putting some fluid down on the racetrack right now. That's the 15 of Kyle Fowler that is putting some fluid down, and we'll try to figure out what that is in just a moment. We want to take a look at our Messina mid-race recap, though. Two 18-year-olds brought the field to the green flag, Ty Dillon and Kyle Fowler. It was Kyle Fowler who jumped to the lead early on in this one and was leading laps. We had problems, though, behind him. In the 94, Brett Hudson.
Brett Hudson loses a left rear tire. Very fortunate, only a single car incident here. It's going to be an end to his day, unfortunately.
And right there you saw that the 52 car checked up a little bit, got hit from behind, sent him sailing into the wall. But watch Milcaduno here. Man, that was a piece of driving right there. But I really think the track has got that much grip in it. You can kind of turn the wheel, Phil, without wrecking.
Our third caution was the most recent, bringing out our red flag condition, and a wild ride for Chad Hackenbracht in that 58.
Great to see Chad, though, be able to get out of this car, walk under his own power to the ambulance to be, there he is right there, to be carried to the infield hospital just to be checked out. But that's why we're under the red flag right here at Daytona.
But these are older Cup cars. I mean, this is not the new COT car. So these cars, it shows you how much progress has been made in any race car with the safer barriers, the big seats, the Hans device, leg supports. That's why he was able to wreck that car, turn it up on its top almost, and walk away.
See right there, you see the block mark right there on that wall. That's the safer barrier, and that is where Chad Hackenbracht made contact. And Darrell, it's so much different now than it was in the years prior to all these safety innovations. Obviously, it's been 10 years since we lost Dale Earnhardt Sr., and so many great innovations have come along in the 10 years since then.
I think about Martin Truex Jr. He was at Richmond last fall. The throttle stuck on his car, wide open into turn 1. He said he drew up. He said, "Oh no, this is going to really hurt." Car hit the wall, safer barrier, bounced off, and just came to rest on the back straightaway. And he said it was like hitting a bump in the road. He said, "I couldn't believe when that car came to rest," and the car was destroyed, how that safer barrier reduced that impact.
Safety innovations definitely very welcome in the stock car world. Out front of this field, it's Bobby Gerhart. Their strategy may change now, Ray.
I'll tell you, Rick, it was lap number 5 when the 5 car and the 17 came down pit road. And Billy Gerhart, I got to ask you, if this would have been a regular yellow, you guys would have been really in good shape. But the red has caught you just a little bit short. So how do you play your strategy now?
Well, you know, Ray, we're getting exceptional mileage. Again, Jeff Collins from Charlotte, Collins Engines worked really hard. We went to Talladega 3 weeks ago, Ray, to work on mileage. And we knew when we came here it would be tough to pass. We went through all our notes and said, this is going to be tough. So let's work on the mileage, and that's what we did. And you're right, this really hurt. There probably would have been 8 to 10 laps of caution here, which would have put us home free. Now it's going to be very close.
Are you staying out?
Yeah, you know what? we talked last night about this. We had a team meeting, and we said, you know, we run here to win, Ray. Second, I'd rather be leading and run out of gas than run second, but we're going to give it a shot. I want to thank my guys here. They, what a group of guys I have here, Ray. They've done an exceptional job again with this race car. And Lucas Oil Products, thank you so much for being on our team, and we're just hoping for another yellow or two after this, Ray.
All right, no question about it. They've got a great car. Will the strategy play out for the 5 team for Bobby Gerhardt? We'll see. Let's go to the other end of pit road and check in with Jim Trado.
Ray, in the same strategy is young 19-year-old Licata. Joey Licata is in the 77 machine. That is the car that Tom Hesser drove last year, and Parker Kligerman drove to 6 wins and nearly a championship the last 2 years. Fell to the wayside with these teams. But that 77 machine has a young man who's used to racing half miles on the West Coast. 2-time ASA Speed Truck Series champion, and this kid is having a ball. He's on the same strategy as Bobby Gerhardt. He came down early, and they just told him on the radio before the red, stay high on the bank, keep that car in 3rd and 4th gear, save fuel, so that young man may be indeed a coach to a top 5 finish in his debut here at Daytona.
But you know,
better news, I'm standing next to the man who had that horrific incident, Chad Hackenbracht. How are you? And man, that was a heck of a hit.
I'm doing pretty fine, Jim. Going through 3 and 4, I don't know. We had a good 3 or 4 car draft going, and I heard something clinking and clanking, and I went to the outside of the 30 car, and all of a sudden it started coming around, and then after that, I don't know what happened.
I know you had just a few laps last year. You got taken out early in an accident that was not of your doing, but you mentioned there was not much warning.
No, there wasn't much warning. Like I said, as soon as it happened, it all took place right after anything.
Was anyone around you? Did anybody get touching you maybe or closing on you too quickly?
No, I don't think so. The 30 car started to slow down, but I'm not sure what exactly happened there, but I'm not sure.
Resilient young man. Glad to see you're okay, Chad.
Thanks, Jim.
And we've gone from red to yellow, so the engines have refired, and the field making their way around this 2.5-mile super speedway. Will the strategy play out for the 6-time winner at this racetrack, Bobby Gerhardt? Staying out. Coverage of the ARCA Racing Series on Speed is brought to you by ToyotaRacing.com. Sponsor Fire 3. Sponsor Fire's back, and this year the winner gets a visit from their favorite drivers. Enter at ToyotaRacing.com. By Russell Stover Candies, America's favorite Valentine's chocolate. And by AARP. Join Jeff Gordon in the Drive to End Hunger by visiting drivetoendhunger.org. Friday, the world's toughest truckers hit the high banks for the season opener. The new track surface, speeds will be lightning fast. Mistakes will be costlier. Once the green flag drops, it's 3 wide and full throttle. Don't miss the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series from Daytona. That's Friday, 7 Eastern, live on Speed. Ray.
Ty Dillon was 17th in the running order, but they're going to come in and pit. This will be a 4-tire stop. They see the fuel going in, they go to the right side, and also going to be an adjustment on the right side. You see that chassis adjustment, 4 tires going on this University of Northwest Ohio Chevrolet, and they believe they've got plenty of time to get this thing back up to the front. Ty will have fresh tires as we get ready to see lap 49.
All the Venturini cars came down pit road, 4 of them that time. The 15 of Kyle Fowler the lap before, so all of them on pit road. Ty Dillon, as well as his teammate Tim George Jr., also on pit road.
We saw a little fluid out from underneath the 15 of Kyle Fowler. I'm sure that they took a look at that, tried to figure out what was happening.
Yeah, they had the trunk open there, looking in there to see where it was coming from.
Chris Lawson, Aaron's lucky dog. Chris will get a lap back. So they're all going to line up behind Bobby Gerhardt. Now Gerhardt is gambling here at Daytona, trying to get his 7th win. He's going to stay out.